Mr. Omtzigt from the Christian Democratic Party.
Thank you, and thank you for your clear speech and your promotion of peace. I'm well aware that your community suffers, for instance, in your own country of Pakistan, where the constitution doesn't even recognize you as Muslims due to the Second Amendment to the constitution, such that you're in, for us, a strange position of being a minority within a Muslim state. From that perspective, if we're now looking at the Middle East, where the Syria and Iraq war is spilling over to a number of countries around it, and quite a few of the fighting factions consider themselves Muslims, and in the name of their religion fight and kill other Muslims or other religious minorities. What would your view be of those killings, and what could we do to stop them?
You see, what is happening there in the Muslim world today in Syria and Iraq? The conflict is between the government and the rebels. They call rebels, and you call them, or some people call themselves those who want freedom, and they want to remove the leadership or the government. So, but both parties are being supplied with the arms, ammunition, arsenal, and the funding as well. If we want to stop that, you see, in these countries, they don't have any armament factory. They don't have enough funding to continue, although they have oil. But if you put restrictions on them, you put sanctions on them, their resources will never be sold out in the world market, their oil. So this is why some time ago I categorically said that if you put sanctions on rebels and the governments, that until and unless they come to a peaceful solution of this problem, the big powers will never help them. And if you can put sanctions on Russia and destroy their economy, or to some extent, disturb their economy, why can't IS government or Daesh be stopped from doing so? Where the funding is coming from, and where they are getting their arsenal from. See, it is you politicians who should think about that, how to stop it.
Yeah. How do we do that?
How do we do that? Well, we've been at a loss for 4 years how to stop that. And,
yes.
And I understand there is a big political dimension to the conflict, political dimension between the rebels, which got some backing from Western countries, and the Syrian government. Yet Daesh, you already mentioned them, may have geopolitical aims, but also fights in the name of Islam and has called a caliphate by itself, like you are within your group. How do you look at not the fact that they're fighting, just like the others, for influence, but at their treatment of minorities? So not the treatment in the fighting, which you understand there is a war, but the way of beheadings and the way of forcefully letting other minorities pay extra taxes and not treating them as equals.
Right. You see, as far as what they are doing is, with regards to, as you said, that beheading, this is the war this is not the Islamic war, because they are beheading not only the people of other religions or the old tribes, they are beheading even Muslims, those who are not of their own sect, right? So this is all un-Islamic. What I mean is that if their funding is stopped, if a proper action, a firm action is taken against them, they will not behave in this way. Now the problem is not that only beheading, it is now escalating. It has gone beyond that. Now Russia has entered into Syria. They have made their air base there. And they are doing airstrikes, right? And there's a possibility that they will send ground forces. And just today or yesterday, there was airstrike near Turkish border. And NATO showed very big concern on this issue. So it means now this war is now crossing the borders not only of Islamic states, but going beyond that. So blocks are forming now. And if there's direct, clash between Russia and America or any other NATO countries, then the world is going to be in great havoc. This is what my concern is. So, as far as beheading is concerned, it's not just an Islamic thing. I know they have been doing it. Neither Quran nor the traditions of the Prophet justify it. So, but even then I can say that if they are properly, any action is properly taken against them, you can just stop the situation. This is again the duty of the big powers, the big countries. Either you help the neighboring Muslim countries, try to give themselves some help so that they can take action, or at least help them in any other way, or stop funding. So nothing can be done without funds, and nothing can be done without arms and ammunition and arsenals. And all these things they cannot themselves do it. They are purchasing arms from the West, underhand dealing. I don't know how do they do it, but it seems as if it is some underhand dealing. Or some people say it's offshore dealing. And selling out their oil, their resources. So if you put proper sanction on them, you can control them. So these beheading and such type of things, that they are now just very petty matters. The big problem is coming out is the blocs are forming, and there you should just ponder over it.